We're live.
We are live.
All right, welcome back to Pair of Pairs podcast. Woo, we're on episode 6.
Are we really?
Yeah,
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know it. And
That's crazy.
let's do a little check-in with everyone. How's everyone feeling? I'll go first. Feel like it should be Thursday. Like I feel like I haven't stopped. I haven't had a day off because I was at a conference all weekend from 8 to 5 p.m. every single day, like trainings, reading off of slides. And then I came right into a full day of work on Monday. Like I've not had a single second to breathe. And then I feel like that's hard.
That is hard. What about you, Tom?
I feel like it's midweek. I forgot we just got over the weekend.
Yeah.
I thought it was Thursday.
Did you work this weekend?
Yeah. Friday,
Fair.
Saturday, Sunday, and then today.
So then are you off tomorrow?
No.
No. When's your next day off?
Wednesday, at least.
Wednesday? Okay.
Yeah.
Two more days.
2 more days. We're almost there.
Almost there.
What about you guys?
Busy, productive. I would say I feel a little behind, but that's just because I think I was telling you guys, my brother is going to be in town. He's getting in town on Wednesday. So I just feel like there's a lot to do between now and then. And then also like staying on top of everything while you have company is like a whole other thing. And then our guest bedroom, which is like usually our office / like storage area, workout area, gym, like it's everything. It's a multi-purpose room. It's going to be turned into obviously the second bedroom for him. So we need to clear everything out of there so we can pull the Murphy bed out. But
into our bedroom. It's going to be turned into our bedroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lot. What about you, babe?
It's busy every day. Every day is busy. Have some great meetings with Revival and have a lot to look forward to in the upcoming months. Really excited about that.
Good.
And yeah, that is about it.
And I played pickleball for the first time ever. And
Did you like it?
It's so fun, but it's like hard to learn as a swimmer because I don't play ball sports. Like I've swam for like majority of my athletic career. So like it was a learning curve for sure. Because it's not like a natural body movement. I kept wanting to backhand everything, which is very hard to aim. It just felt like more natural to backhand. So I got better like as it went on, but it was very fun. Like I want to go play some more and learn some more.
It's like big ping pong.
It's like what?
It's like big ping pong.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is. I like pickleball. I really enjoy it.
Very fun.
Have you played pickleball? Sorry.
Yeah, I'd play pickleball.
No, have you?
Yeah, I just said yes.
When?
I don't know. Sometime in my life.
With who? Not me.
I like the one we play in the winter.
Paddle.
Paddles.
Paddleball.
Paddleball is fun. My
But
family.
pickleball is I feel like it's more fun because there's less risk of getting hurt.
When did you play pickleball?
I don't know. A long time ago.
She's stuck on this because she wants to know who you played it with because it wasn't with her.
I do.
Is that toxic? Is that toxic that you're repeatedly asking him who he played with, like because you want to find out if he played with some girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We all agree.
I just want to know who introduced him to this culture.
Yeah.
Usually it's me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you're not the only one that can introduce him to fun things.
Yes, I am.
You want to be. You see that you want to be the only one that introduces him to fun things.
Well,
but in reality, that's not how life is. Life doesn't work that way. And he works in an environment where he.
I will be the only one that introduces him to fun things. No other female should be introducing Tom to fun things anymore.
That's too bad. He works in an environment where there's lots of people there, including women, that will introduce him to things or will at least attempt to introduce him to things.
And you know what he should say? Can't talk to you. I'm in love.
Really? Well, what does love have to do with it? If they're introducing him to something that's supposed to be fun and entertaining, you could.
Why are they so invested in my boyfriend's ability to have fun? They should focus on themselves. I make sure he has fun. They don't need to worry about him. I got him covered.
Well, it's not necessarily an investment. It's just them wanting to share what they find pleasure in with other people. That's what community is all about.
Go ahead. Share it with other people, not him.
Not with my people.
That sounds more like control and ownership.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, I hope we dive into that topic today as well.
No, Tom is welcome to do whatever he wants to do. There will just be consequences.
Consequences? What is this? What is this reprimand? Like, why does he have to experience consequences for doing something that is just part of life? Does it make you, or do you get insecure? Is it okay to have friends outside of people that you know?
Well,
no female friends.
Okay, wait. This is actually a hot topic that I firmly believe in.
Okay.
You are allowed to have friends of the opposite sex individually that you met prior to your relationship. So like I have friends that are like my guy friends that are now our guy friends, but I knew them prior to our relationship. Tom should not be forming an individual friendship with a female now that we are in a relationship. That is inappropriate. That female is our friend. And I decide if that female is our friend, depending on her reaction. Same thing with him with males. He decides if that male is our friend. I don't get to just like go out and hang out one-on-one with a new guy that I just met and we're dating. That's inappropriate.
Okay.
And I think that now that we are together, there's no need for either of us to be seeking like one-on-one relationships with the opposite sex. We can have friends that are our friends that we meet together and we hang out with together. But
okay.
And I mean that with my whole chest.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. What if he meets somebody that's offering him a business opportunity, but it's a woman, and maybe she's interested in investing, but she wants to get to know him just like any investor. They want to see how compatible they are with somebody that they're investing in to make sure they can have a long-term investment, like a long-term relationship with this person.
That's not a friendship.
I know investors are not friends. It's not a friendship. That's more of a lifetime partnership. It is a partner. It's a business partner.
But wouldn't that be like a business relationship?
Yeah, that's business relationship.
Not a friendship. He's not like calling her and talking about his day.
Yeah, I mean, but those type of partnerships evolve into friendships because that's somebody that you're dealing with on a frequent basis because of the business relationship. So it evolves into a friendship. When you're hanging out with this person, you're catching up on different things, you're going out for dinners, you're going out for partner meetings, all these type of different things. It ends up turning into a relationship, a friendship per se.
I think that there is a comfortability and a respect that needs to happen. If that were to happen, he would have every right to go do that until that woman maybe crosses a line.
Okay.
And then he would have to put her in her place and say, like, this is not what it is.
Yeah.
Anything that furthers his career, he's obviously welcome to do. I just think I'm just talking solely on like acquaintance, friendship. Like,
gotcha.
I think that's inappropriate.
Okay.
Please share.
I mean, I think I agree. I mean, especially with like the business, if like a business opportunity was going to come out of it, that's like strictly what it is. And then if somebody like crosses the line on that, then it's, it has to be shut down and explained that it is strictly business.
Now,
but like
go ahead.
I also agree that like I wouldn't be going out and making friends with like a female of the opposite sex, like by myself. I think that's like disrespectful.
And weird.
Even like even if like you somehow happen to have a conversation with someone, it's like you let them know like right away that like you have a partner, you know, stating your unavailability in a relationship.
This happens to me at the gym, and I've always been like, oh my God, you should be friends with my boyfriend. And then I introduce Tom to them immediately the next time I see them. This is Tom. This is who you should be friends with. You don't need to talk to me. Thank you. Have a great day.
So would you guys say that you're assertive? Everyone,
In what way?
this is a question to everyone. And I'm asking that question, that's a leading question. So would everybody on this call say that they're pretty assertive?
I'm assertive when I'm comfortable. And I guess it depends on the situation.
So can you explain what do you mean by assertive? Like,
When I say assertive, some people allow things to pass boundaries without checking someone, because you guys mentioned checking or make sure you like let the person know you're in a relationship, but sometimes that's not enough. Letting someone know you're in a relationship is not enough. People are pretty assertive themselves and they're forward. So there has to be other methods to check someone. And if you're not a very assertive person, then you could allow somebody to kind of just step all over your boundaries and get away with a bunch of stuff that they wouldn't usually be able to do if they were dealing with somebody that kind of was more assertive. So I'm asking that question for that reason. Because if people know that they're not as, you know, if they have a problem with conflict, that they would also have a problem addressing someone that's trying to make advances.
Yeah, I think my assertiveness depends on how valuable the thing I would lose is if I didn't hold that boundary. Sometimes you have a boundary and it's just a line in the sand and you're like, yeah, this would annoy me, but like, whatever. Like, this is very valuable and this is not something I'm willing to like falter on. So yes, I would be assertive and like push that. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of, everything depends. It's hard to have like a black and white, but I would say like, yes, I'm assertive, especially when it comes to like disrespecting, like something that's so valuable to me. I'm not assertive sometimes in my business when I should be assertive, but to me, there's a boundary that I have. And then sometimes I need to falter that boundary when it comes to like client relationships and like know what is the outcome of me holding this boundary versus me giving in one time. So like, I feel like that's a loaded question for me.
Okay, there's conditions.
Kristen, do you agree on the no relationships with individual females or males outside of your partnership?
Yes, 100%. To be honest, like I don't really have any guy friends that I'm really like friends with from like college or high school. Like just I didn't really keep in contact with them after. So like there's really no reason for me to keep in contact with them now. And I don't really form like new relationships with males because I feel like again, like that's just disrespectful. Like for what purpose? Because I feel like that's never completely innocent when you're in a relationship to be seeking another male's like time and attention that you like you said, like that you didn't already know. But like for me, it's not really an issue because like I just really don't have guy friends that I communicate with. Like I just not close with any, like I didn't remain close with any of my like guy friends from high school or college.
Yeah.
I mean, if they like react to stuff on Instagram or whatever, like that's fine. But it just I don't really post. So there's not really much to react to. You know, I feel like it's kind of like a non-issue, but I mean, I'm trying to think like, yeah, I can't really think of anybody. And yeah, I just don't really have any like men that I keep in contact with aside from like him, my brothers, my dad. But I just don't, I guess that one doesn't really apply just because I'm not in contact with any of those people. But also, to be fair, like after I graduated, I moved so far away that I lost contact with a lot of people, and my circle is very small. So, and that just so happens to be like my girls.
So I want to get into this topic of like relationship trends a little bit, because that's what today is all about. Viral relationship trends that maybe need to get kaput. And one that I actually love, it went around for a while, is this viral trend of not apologizing for being in a relationship when someone tries to come up to you. Like our first instinct is to say like, oh, I'm flattered, but sorry, I have a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really taken this to heart that like, when I am approached, I never say sorry. I'm like, oh, I'm flattered, I have a boyfriend. I don't say so. I'm not sorry, I have a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that you even have to say that you have a boyfriend. I mean, I feel like if you have a boyfriend, like it doesn't matter. Like you're not interested in the person. So you should just say, oh, thank you, I'm not really interested. And leave it at that. Your boyfriend shouldn't be your reason why you're not interested. You should just say that you're not interested.
I think it's different for girls because if I say I'm not interested, men get upset and can get aggressive. And when you say you have a boyfriend, it lets them know sometimes that there is a man. And I mean,
you can just say no, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, trust me, men don't take no very well.
Yeah, that's okay. Then they'll have to answer to a boyfriend. And then you can say, oh, well, if you like to know, I do have a boyfriend.
If I make it home
I
to
was
that
telling you no,
boyfriend,
thank you, but I do have a boyfriend. And that's another reason why. So you're giving them
If
two
that-
reasons why, not just one. Because what
if
ends up
that
happening is,
man-
go ahead.
if that man lets me get home to my boyfriend now that I just embarrassed him.
I think that's an excuse, honestly, because I think people use like having a significant other as a scapegoat because they don't want to just tell somebody no. Because what ends up happening is you just kind of hold on to that person. That person kind of just stays in limbo. They stay on the sidelines, knowing that you have a boyfriend, waiting for you to break up with your boyfriend. Same thing for a girl. They can just stay they can stay in close proximity, waiting for you to break up with your girlfriend. And then they're like, hey, I'm here. You want to go out for a drink? You want to do this? How many times has that happened to you? Probably several. And that's just the reality of it. So to avoid that from happening, period, because if you end up getting back with your boyfriend, what are you going to tell your boyfriend? You went out with that guy that was trying to get with you, that you told you had a boyfriend. But why did you get with the guy? Because you didn't tell him that you weren't interested.
That's never happened to me, but.
Oh, really? So you've never gone out with a guy. You've never gone out with a guy that approached you when you were in a relationship, but then you broke up. Like you and your partner broke up, and then you ended up going and hanging out with that guy.
Nobody approaches me when I'm in a relationship, but I know that they're interested, but they don't say anything.
But you just told me that you tell people that you have a boyfriend.
I'm saying like at the gym, this has happened twice where somebody's come up to me and I just am sitting there and I say, oh, I'm flattered. Thank you very much. I have a boyfriend. And that just shuts it down.
So have you ever had a boyfriend that you broke up with and then you tell that boyfriend, which is now your ex-boyfriend, I'm in a relationship now, and they just stick around as your friend until you break up with that person. And then they're like, oh, you call that person like, hey, can we hang out? Or they call you and say, hey, I heard you broke up with your boyfriend. You want to go out for a drink? So that's never happened. So you've never hung out with the ex before, because that's the ex. All that is the ex. That's even me. She can't even say that because she's with me and I was an ex.
Story time.
So that's never happened. So okay.
I think we're thinking about two different. I think we're thinking about two different things.
Okay, so the thing I'm thinking about is two things. I'm thinking about two things. I'm talking about new people, and then I'm talking about pre-existing. All I'm talking about
is new people.
Oh, I'm talking about exes too.
But why would
so
you
I'm covering all ground. I'm covering
while you have a boyfriend.
You said what?
Why would you talk to your ex-boyfriend while you have a boyfriend?
I don't know. Women do it all the time. Women talk to their because they might see their ex in public somewhere.
Ex-boyfriend?
No, they might see their ex in public somewhere, and then they end up talking to them, and then you're telling your ex like, hey, I'm in a relationship now. No, they might try to say, oh, we should go grab a drink or something. And you're like, no, I'm in a relationship right now. And then they're like, okay. And either you can walk away from that, or you can just say, I'm not interested, or you can engage and share
I'm
information
sure when
about.
I was younger, I did that. I'm sure, for sure. 100% I've done that when I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm saying now, as an adult, when a man I do not know approaches me when I am alone, I don't want the man. I don't want to deal with him getting aggressive with me because I've denied him. So the safest answer is to say, I have a boyfriend, and then they leave you alone.
I love how you qualified that statement. You didn't have to. You could have just left it open. You didn't have to say a new person. You could just say both. You could just say people, period. Anybody.
Well, I think there's a different relationship between old people and new people. So if you're talking to somebody new,
you don't know them,
and then you are dating someone, you break up and you start talking to that old person, that means you open the door for a relationship with that person. With older people that like past people, like friends or whatever, and you're in a relationship, and then they kind of hit you up right after you're done with your current boyfriend, I think that's something that would be more realistically to happen rather than seeing someone new and then you talking to them afterwards, after your relationship.
I agree.
So it's not necessarily hitting you up after you break up with the person. It's seeing you while you're in a relationship. And then there's a conversation. So if they see you and they don't know at first that you're in a relationship, and then you guys start talking, and then you share that you're in a relationship, and then right then and there, that's when the boundary should be set. Like, I'm in a relationship, we're not going to do this, so have a great day, and I'm on my way. But in most cases, that doesn't happen. There's an actual conversation that happens, and that conversation opens up that ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend into your life and what's going on. So then now they know you're in a relationship, and they might know the ups and downs or the issues that you're dealing with in your relationship, because you feel comfortable with that person, because you have a history with that person. So they're actually more of a threat than a new person.
So are you saying, like, for example, you run into like an ex at the gym, for example, let's just say,
Okay.
and they start a conversation with you? Is that like the situation that you're saying, but you're in a new relationship?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good example. So like,
Is that like the dynamic?
so like if I went to the gym and then a girl came up to me, is like, hey Joe, a girl that I used to talk to, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm out of here. Deuces. Because you're not going to catch me up. You're not going to catch me up.
Hi.
Huh?
You don't even say hi.
Oh, I'll give a high five and I'm on my way. I'll make it so. Yeah, exactly.
That happened once when we were in DC. We were at Equinox, and it was like when we had first started dating the first time, because I don't know if you like caught, but he mentioned that we were exes at one point. And we had just gotten together the first time that we dated, and we were at the gym. We walked in, and there was this girl like sitting. She was like stretching on the like yoga mats or whatever, and she was like, and I don't know if I was on another machine or what happened, but she saw him and was like, hi, Joe. She did not know that I was there or that he had a girlfriend or anything. It was super new. And how did she even address you? Was she just like, hey, haven't seen you in a long time or something?
Yeah, I think it was more like, something like that. Hey, haven't seen you in a long time, or something to that extent. I was avoiding her for the most of the time. I saw her and I was trying to stay on the other side of the gym. And then she would just continue to like kind of like hover in an area that I needed to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
And so she like engaged him or whatever. And obviously I didn't hear the first part of the conversation, but it didn't last very long. And very quickly he was like, oh, you should meet my girlfriend. Hey, Kristen, come over here. And I like came over, he introduced us, whatever. And that was kind of the end of it. Like that. So you don't kind of shut it down.
So you did exactly what I do. You brought your girlfriend into it.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah. But I'm not saying what you did was wrong. I'm saying that I wouldn't hold a conversation with this person because I don't want to allow them any space, any room into my relationship. Because with a lot of times exes, all they want to do is cause trouble. Like they see that you're happy, they see that you're in a relationship, and they want all the juice. They want to know what's going on in your relationship, how it compared to theirs. They want to know what the person looks like. They want to know all these different things just so they can cause conflict in your relationship. And then they'll be like, and what we used to call it is the dick in the glass, like the emergency dick. It's like the emergency dick. You break the glass to get the fire extinguisher, but you're breaking the glass to get the dick. And then it's nonsense. And then it's the nonsense. So that's what ends up happening. So because honestly, after a breakup, it should be pretty difficult for you to find somebody. It should be pretty difficult. It should be a good period of time before you're able to find somebody to start hanging out with. Or if you break up with somebody and you're able to pick up the phone and call somebody right then and there and say, hey, are you busy? Are you available? And then be able to just meet up with them like that. That means they've always been there. They've always been.
Yep. Look how pretty we are. I am telling you, I could walk on the street. Tom could walk on the street. Kristen could walk into a bar. Joe, you could walk into a bar, and we could find someone in 10 minutes.
You're gonna get attention.
No. I think he's saying you have someone to call on the back burner if you break up.
There you go.
Oh,
people that you know are always like waiting in the wings.
Exactly. If you got somebody waiting in the wings, that was a problem because in the back of your mind, you weren't 100% in. Even if you feel like there was nothing, you were never thinking about this person. As soon as you break up, all of a sudden you're thinking about that person. So that's back in the mind. That's right there. That's available for you. And that's an issue.
I guess so.
What's the issue?
I don't know.
The issue is it's just like you're supposed to be 100% all about the person that you're with. And this is any relationship. Once you're fully committed, once you're fully in it, you're in it. So there's no like perimeter. There's nobody else that's in your mind. If you break up with this person, that person is pretty much still on your mind.
I don't agree with that.
Over time, I'm sorry?
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that? So you think that you think with all the history that you have with an individual, after you break up with them, they're not still on your mind?
I think they're still on my mind, but I think I'm going to do whatever I can to get them off my mind, especially if they did the things that the other people have done. 100%.
Wait, are you talking about exes, like you calling your ex again, or just anybody?
Yeah, I'm talking about exes. I'm talking about anybody. Like, just if it's that easy for you to just call that person.
Joe, we're not nice individuals. Like, I know who is liking my stories and I know who likes my pictures, and it's not that I'm interested in them, but maybe I know if they're interested or if they think I'm pretty. I'm not saying I know. Like, you know who's always in your messages. You know who's always there. I know, and to say that you don't, I think that's a lie. And I bet you know who you could call if I'm not saying any of us would do this, but like, you just know. It's not that you're thinking about it. It's that now the situation has changed and your brain is thinking, who can I go to now? Because, I know this guy was sliding in my DM. You weren't thinking about them during your relationship. Your situation has now changed. And I don't think that makes you unfaithful. So
I don't think that makes you unfaithful, but at the same time, I think you have to set boundaries in place so you're not reactive like that, because people can be very reactive after a relationship and not think things out. And when it comes to certain people, especially people that are liking my stuff or in my DMs and things like that, I would never allow people that I feel like I would be interested in on an intimate level all over my stuff. So the people that I allow all over my stuff, these random people that I don't know, I would never be interested in these randos.
But I'm not saying that we are. I think what you're equating is that, like, if you go and hook up with this person after a breakup, but that means that you're interested in them in a romantic level. Maybe you're just like, fuck it. Like, no offense, I'm going to be as reactive as I want. You break my heart. Don't tell me what I am and am not allowed to do. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, and you're going to shut your mouth about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I will say, I think Lo and I both get reactive when our hearts are broken, like when we're sad or upset, and like not sad or upset within the relationship. Like something happens with our significant other, like with Lo and Tom or with you and I, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when there is an end to the relationship. I do think my sort of knee-jerk response is to do anything to feel something, because I tend to get very numb when I get hurt.
I think that's
go ahead.
No, you finish. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and I think it's not necessarily like who you see or date or talk to after a breakup tends to be more, I think it tends to be more of like an act of, I just want to feel something. It's kind of like an act of desperation because you're upset and not because you're maybe even genuinely interested in that person. You just want to have something to do to take your mind off of the fact that you're like hurting.
And that's why you go to the person who you know is not going to turn you down. You're not actually interested in them. To be honest, that's the last person that you're in, like, but you know they're not going to say no. Doesn't mean that, like, I don't know.
It's like because you can't take the rejection after the hurt.
I think it's like a very natural reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not logical or like makes sense, but like it happens and you don't know why. Well, you know why, but like you don't know what doesn't stop the person from doing that, and the relationship's over. I don't think it has anything to do with while you were in the relationship, like they were thinking about this person or not. They're trying to just get there to someone to pay attention to them.
I feel like it's an excuse to be reactive instead of being logical and thinking about it.
I
don't know if
maybe, but I mean, but also, is it okay to own that you're just a reactive person after a
Nope,
breakup?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It's not okay to own that?
No, I mean, you could own that you're a reactive person. I mean, it's you can be whatever type of person. I'm just saying, me as an individual, I'm not going to be reactive. I'll probably go into my work and focus more on my work, and that's where I'll spend my time and my focus, and that's just me.
Well,
Yeah, but women are more reactive than men.
Whoa, no.
That's another conversation.
No.
You don't think so?
Whoa. No.
wait, can I say one time that I think you were reactive?
Okay, go for it.
When you texted me after we were broken up. So like, this is the short version of the story. We dated for like 6 months. He broke up with me. I was very sad. It was worst heartbreak of my life. And I left and I did not give a shit. I was like, fuck the whole thing. I was so upset. Lo knows, because I immediately went to her. She was 3 hours away and I drove directly to her. She was also going through a breakup basically at the exact same time. So we were both in very like reactive, not happy, sad, like just rough phases of life.
I don't think I was reactive. I think I was quite happy to be done with that relationship.
Yeah, but I think we both did some things afterwards that were reactive in the sense that like we weren't being logical with our decision making after that point. But we were together for 6 months. He broke up with me. And for 9 months, we did not speak. He reached out to me twice during that 9 months. I did not respond because I was just like, I can't open that door back up. I still loved him, still wanted to be with him. And the third time that he reached out to me during that 9 months, I responded. And I later found out that it was because I think you were being a little bit reactive and you missed me. And you didn't realize it. Is that fair?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
What were you being reactive to?
So I was talking to somebody at that time, and there's a big like issue. Like we were at some party or whatever, which I don't do parties anyway. I don't like parties because I don't like parties for reasons. And the reason happened at the party. So some guy was like, we were all drinking too much, and some guy was just acting stupid at the party. So then I ended up choking him out, and then she was so drunk she started choking me, and she's also like proficient in different like forms of like combat. So she starts choking me, like I'm rear naked choking him, and then she starts choking me. And I'm like, what are you doing? what are you doing?
Trying
And
to
then-
break up the fight.
Yes,
That's-
obviously she's trying to break, but she's like in a full rear naked choke. Like she's really trying to, she's strong and she's trying to choke me. And like, no, she's literally choking me. I'm like, what's going on? So we leave. So we leave, and it was just like, I can't. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And then it was done. And then I called her the next day.
No, he did
I, mean,
not.
I sent her a text
In the middle of the night.
in the middle of the night. I sent her a text.
Tell me that's not
That
reactive.
was reactive. That was
Okay.
reactive.
That was reactive.
But my logical mind wasn't on. My logical mind was, I mean, in this girl, I wouldn't even consider like, we weren't in a relationship. It was just like, we were talking.
You met her parents.
Oh, you were in a relationship.
No, it wasn't a relationship. It wasn't a relationship.
No?
We'll get back to
It's
that.
because, okay, anyway, yeah, that's another
Come back
conversation.
there.
Yeah, that's another
Oh,
conversation.
I see what you're saying. Like you didn't have titles and things.
Yeah, it was no title, no.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. I think that we as individuals need to stop expecting other people to act the same way as us and respect that everyone is different. Like Joe, that's fantastic that you like to be logical and not reactive. I don't really give a fuck, and I'm going to keep doing what the fuck I want to do because I'm not you. And we have different paths that have shaped who we are as individuals and different things that have changed our brain and how we react to things. So you saying, oh, be logical, good and dandy for you. I can't do that. My brain says this is how you get over it, and this is what's worked for you in the past. And maybe I need more therapy, but I'm happy. So it's worked. And I think for you, you were reactive. And guess what happened? It worked for you. So maybe that's a lesson to learn here.
He was so reactive that he texted me.
Touche.
That's a lesson. Okay. I want to talk about, I wish you guys could see King right now. I want to talk about some other viral relationship rules, right? And one of the big ones is that 3-month rule, right? Like, don't get serious until you've talked to someone for 3 months. Don't introduce them to family until you've talked to someone for 3 months and you know it's going to be for real. I don't know. I don't know if I think that that's true. They say 3 months because people can only hold an act up for so long. I don't believe that. People have been married to people for 12 years and then they them like, damn, that act held up for a long time. Like, so I don't think.
Wait. It doesn't mean that they were always that way. Maybe they were just fed up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you should know that that part of them maybe was in there. Like, you know, I feel like that's not like a one time. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
But that's more into intuition though, because a lot of people are oblivious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this whole like 3-month rule, what are your guys' thoughts? Like, you think that one should look
generally in my opinion, and this is probably partially just because like this is very much how we are, but I don't buy into timelines. I do not think you can have a hard and fast timeline rule that applies to everyone, because if that were the case, everybody's relationship would be identical and everybody would move at the same pace and get engaged at the same time and get married at the same time and have kids at the same time. And that's not reality. I think it very much depends on different factors, such as who you are as people, what you want out of life, where you are in your trajectory of your life, what you're healing from in your past, traumas, things you've experienced. Like, I think all of that plays into it. And I mean, like, just for our experience, I mean, we have a very unconventional timeline. I mean, we dated for 6 months. We were broken up for 9, did not speak at all, got back together. We've been together for almost 6 years now. And I mean, I told him I loved him in the first like 2 months. We moved in together after 3 months. Like, I don't think timelines really matter. We also did long distance during our relationship. We lived together and then we lived long distance for 10 months. And not because we were broken up, but because our career trajectories just kind of made that play out that way. And a lot of people don't understand how after 6 years, we're not engaged. We're not in this super rush to get married.
It hasn't been 6 years. Babe, you throw these numbers out here. It hasn't been that long. We were broken up for like a year. So that takes a whole year away from it.
We got back together in 2020. What year is it now?
It's the beginning of 2026.
It's May. We got back together in June.
It's the beginning of 2026. You are calculating the months.
You guys got
You're not-
back together in 2020,
Yes.
2021.
No.
Exactly. Because it was COVID. It was
Yeah.
literally after COVID. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Remember, because she was living with you.
Yes, it was 2020. It was the first year of COVID.
COVID didn't happen. Okay.
COVID happened in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, you lived with me all through COVID.
Yeah.
So all of 2020, you guys were broken up. So you guys did not get back together in 2020.
2019, we broke up. We broke up September of 2019. I moved in with you in your apartment at the
Kristen is correct.
I
Because
am
that
correct.
summer of COVID, she kept going to DC
Yes.
and we were still living in the house behind Fresh Market.
Yes. I know that I'm correct about this.
Delaware in 21.
And we were doing, we were on a bike ride when she told me that you texted her. And I said, don't text him back.
And I did
said,
because,
"Don't
and the
do it."
only reason I know for sure is because my brother came in 2020 to visit us. And that's when they shut everything down. And I was like, wow, you made it just in time. So we ended up going to the beach instead of the bars because everything was shut down.
Yeah, 2020.
And I know for a fact because then it was like a little bit after that was I already had another work contract. And that's why I stayed with you for the summer. And then I went back to Delaware because I had to work for a year. And then we moved in together full time after that.
So 6 months. And then we were broken up for 9 months. So
That was 2019. We dated. I
Yeah,
have
you
the
guys
timeline
did-
right here.
okay.
So
You
we were-
did
I'm
date
just
in
saying.
2019.
But 6 months is not a year.
I know. I said we
No,
dated for 6
2020 to
months.
2026 is 6 years.
Yes. June of 2020 to June of 2026, which we are 2 weeks away from June of 2026.
So it's 5 years.
That's
No.
6 years.
6 years, babe.
If listen, if we're almost at 2026, if we're almost at June to June is 6 years.
Yes.
No, so you're at the coming up of 6 years.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's
So
not 6 years.
So technically,
Oh,
right
Joe,
now,
shut the
It's
fuck
5
up.
years.
Did
What the hell?
But
Did
it
That's
is
what I said.
technically
It's 5 years.
5 years.
I say almost 6 years?
and
I
11
literally said almost 6 years. Roll the tape. I said almost
Shut
6
the
years.
fuck up. That's crazy work.
Everybody out here gaslighting me like I don't know.
No, don't make Kristen feel stupid. Don't like
It was 2020.
That's 6 years.
But if
Yes.
you round up, Kristen's correct.
Yes, if you round up. But if we're being technical,
Oh, then it's 5 years, 11 months.
technically,
and,
technically,
2
tec-
days.
technically it is.
4 days.
Technically.
Sorry.
Ask Tom
Technically.
how long you've been dating. Go ahead.
How long have you been dating, Tom?
Ask Tom.
We've been dating for a while now.
Yes to know.
That's all that matters. That's all that
3
matters,
years,
baby.
4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 3 years.
2 years, 4
Hey.
years, 3 years.
He has the war wounds. He has the war wounds. So that's all that matters.
I never officially asked for an out. So
We're just living together.
Yeah, boom. 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 So y'all in a situationship.
I don't even know if this is my boyfriend.
So I think every time our anniversary starts to come around, we're like, what date are we using this year?
Every year, we're like, what date do you want to use this year?
Yeah.
How's
And
that
the only
work?
reason I actually know the date he texted me is because it was 2 days before my birthday. That's the only reason I even know.
Yeah, but that's him texting you. Did you guys
Meet up
go
that day.
back? What?
We met up that day and got back together that day.
That day?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't
I
take
only
my
know-
time. I move quick.
Yeah.
I only
'cause
know that we
she-
went out.
like-
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Joe.
But no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I only know that we went out in January of 2023 because
Who, us?
you
guys came in. Yeah.
our first date. was-
January 6th was our first date.
Yikes.
What?
It's a bad day to have a first date.
Why? Oh.
January 6th is our first date because I ran the New York City Marathon in 2022. And I only know this because the guy I was dating before Tom broke up with me 2 days before the New York City Marathon.
I remember
Before I
that.
was supposed to run the marathon, and I looked him dead in the face and I said, nope, no. You're going to pull your big boy panties on. You're supposed to come up to New York. I am about to run a fucking marathon, and I'm not spending any of my energy explaining to my family why you are not here. So, yeah.
All that to say, timeline
And
was
then-
BS.
And then we got back to Delaware, and I was like, sayonara, motherfucker. That's insane. Obviously, we were together, not together. But the whole time I was like, Tom, take me on a date. Tom, take me out. Tom, go out with me. And Tom was like, you have a boyfriend. I was like, I swear to fucking God, I don't.
See, but again, like timelines don't matter. It doesn't matter how much time between, like even people that are like, oh, you have to wait this long between your relationships. If you feel like it's the right time for you and you feel like you're healed and you're over it, move on.
Yeah. That was
Whatever time feels right to you. Timelines are bullshit. I don't abide by them. What about you, babe?
The timelines to move on. What do you mean by move on?
I'm saying like move into like move your timeline is your own. Like how long you feel like it takes
Yeah.
you.
I think there shouldn't be a timeline on anything. I think chemistry should be the timeline on everything. If a relationship hasn't progressed, then the timeline doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. Everything is based on chemistry. If the chemistry is there, you can move forward to the next step. If the chemistry is not there, you wait until it is, or you
agree.
stop and you move on.
Okay.
I don't know.
What?
Because like I don't, because if you're talking about like putting like labels on it, you know what I mean? Like for us, it was kind of just like we were dating, like it didn't matter. We were just hanging out all the time. So we're dating at this point. Like I don't have to say, do you want to be my girlfriend? You are my girlfriend. It
No,
doesn't
you
matter.
do. You do have to. Why don't you try it right now?
No.
Why don't we try this right now?
But I also think it's good to like wait a little bit too. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Our dog wants to go to bed. He's sitting in the dark room staring at us.
He's like, what are you doing out there?
He's like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, I have another one.
I didn't even
Oh,
finish my
sorry.
thought.
Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm done.
I'd love to hear what you have to say.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing to see if someone is, you know, normal or like fit for you. I think it's okay to wait. I mean, I don't think you have to wait, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to wait 3 months, but like I think a little bit of waiting and like seeing if it's right for you is like good. But if you have automatic chemistry, it's not like you have to do it.
I guess we didn't have automatic chemistry because you've never asked me out.
I didn't have to ask you out. We were already dating.
It depends on what you consider chemistry, because chemistry matters. Like you don't want to commit to something for a long period of time, long term, if it's not a match.
100%.
It was funny because she was her grandfather called. And we're in bed together. We're laying together. We're watching TV.
We were watching TV.
Nothing. Get your head
Nothing
out of the gutter.
saucy. Nothing saucy.
And she's on the phone with her grandfather, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm like seeing this guy." I'm like, "Did I say like I'm your boyfriend? What are you talking about?"
Yeah, he was like, seeing this. My grandfather asked me if I was seeing anyone, if I had anyone special. And I said, yeah. I said, kinda. I'm seeing this guy. And Tom looked at me and was like, what the fuck?
It's like, kinda, what do you mean? Because in my mind, I'm like, we're dating. It doesn't matter.
I knew we were dating. I didn't know he was my boyfriend.
Yeah. Did you actually like ask me officially or no? I don't think so.
No, because when you came back, I was like, you can take time out and just we can kind of like, you know, see how these things work and see if, you know, we want to try to do a relationship again. We can just, and you were like, no, I want to do a relationship. So
I didn't need to think about it.
I love it.
I knew.
Okay, I have another one. How do you guys feel about the soft launch on social media? I know, Chris, you don't like really have social media, and I guess this isn't, don't pertain this to your relationship because you are not typical. But like, how do you guys feel about those people that like soft launch, like will like post a carousel and only have like them holding hands with the guy, but won't post their face?
Can I go?
Yeah.
You're not that important. It doesn't matter. Like no one thinks so deep of your relationship that you have to like
Tom thinks this is so
secretly
stupid.
put your stuff out there and be like to make a mystery for people to get invested in your relationship. You're asking for attention at that point.
I think people that do that, to me, are doing it because they want someone else to see it, but not know who the person is. Like, that's how I feel about like a soft launch that like hides a person's face, is like, you're not an influencer, you're not a celebrity. This is not like a privacy concern. You have 700 followers on Instagram and they're half of your family. Like, you're soft launching it for somebody that you follow. You want them to see that you're dating someone, but you're not ready to like fully commit, so that if this doesn't work out and maybe that person wants to be with you, you don't have to like backtrack and explain it.
Interesting.
I kind of agree with that. I'm like, if you don't feel comfortable fully posting them, then don't post them at all.
Literally.
I think it's cute. Like, I do think sometimes people will take like cute photos where like it is them, like it's just them like holding hands. But I don't think that should be like the standalone thing where you're like doing it all the time. If you want to include like a cute photo of you guys like holding hands and you can't fully see faces, fine. But if you've already launched the person, then wouldn't think it's like weird. But if you haven't, then and you're just like posting hints all the time, then like, yeah, like what's your purpose here?
Or like they don't even post them on their reel or on their like timeline. It's always like a story of them out to dinner and like a man's hand, like with a watch on it, like across the table, but they don't tag them in the story. And like, I'm always like, what are you doing?
Yeah. You're not
cheating.
famous enough for that.
Literally.
I only understand it if you're like famous and have a following or something and you just genuinely want your privacy. Like, then I understand it. But if you're just like Joe Schmo out here, like, no, you don't need to do all that. You're not as important as you clearly think that you are.
Joey?
I can care less. Like, honestly, whether you post it, whether you don't, I can care less. I'm not looking at your post anyway. I'm not looking at your reel. I'm not looking at any of that stuff. If it pops up on my feed, that's the only way I'm going to look at it. And if it's just two hands, I'm definitely not going to spend my time looking at it. So that's just me. That's just me personally. That's how I am with the social media.
Okay, I have a deep one. Are you ready? Not deep, but I think this is going to ruffle some feathers. What about when you're dating someone, the body count as a deal breaker? Like, is this a valid thing to factor into whether or not you're going to be with someone? Or are we just like done with that conversation?
For me, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to ask. I don't want to know. It does not matter to me. I don't care. Mm-hmm. It does not affect me. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with stuff before me. So I am not going to spend my time hung up on it. I don't care.
I think when I was younger, I cared a lot more. I think because like in that time, it seems like when you're in like your early 20s, maybe like mid 20s, that seems like a very like now prevalent thing. But like in your 30s, it doesn't matter. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, to me in my 20s, that seemed like a very prevalent thing because I'm like, you're a whore and this is going to hurt me. But in my 30s, I was like, wow, you were a whore. Happy you picked me. Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
I just know that it's like not actively happening anymore. I think, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I feel like
you're not a whore. You're sexually fluent. I'm happy for you. That's great. Sorry. That was the lack of bad words.
Yeah, but I mean, no, like I think that was kind of like the mindset when you're younger, because it was kind of like, I also think there is the double standard for like women and men. And so I think that's another reason why like I just like, now that I'm more mature, I just fully reject it, because I'm just like, no one should be judged for that. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter if your body count is 1 or 100. I don't care. I'm not asking. I don't want to know. It's not of importance to me, because at the end of the day, again, like, it's not directly affecting me. As long as you're not cheating on me, I don't care. It does not matter. And I think that's like a more mature perspective than I had when I was young, like you're saying. What about
I'm
you,
not gonna
Tom?
lie. I still want to know.
Go ahead.
But
What will?
nothing. I said, not gonna lie. Still want to know, but I won't ask. So, Tom,
I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. I wouldn't want to know.
I'll tell you right now.
All right, I gotta leave.
Gotta go.
No, I just don't. I think that's like. I think I would, if it's like, if it's a crazy number, I think like I would end up, thinking about it way too much, and I wouldn't really want to know. Because we didn't know each other like when we met, but like say if it's like someone that I did know, and I knew they had like a large body count, or they slept with a lot of people, I probably really wouldn't go to date them.
So you care about that?
Care about is different than knowing.
Okay.
You know,
once you know, you can't unknow. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I'd rather just not know and not have to ask, and I won't worry about it. But then if I do know, I think I can't help myself from feeling a certain type of way from that.
Ignorance is bliss.
So, yeah.
I think when you're younger, like people care about that stuff more because they're just going through the motions and there's not much like sexual intelligence. But I think as you get older, it's more about sexual chemistry and less about a count, because you can date somebody that was with two partners and the sexual chemistry is just not there. Like, if the sexual chemistry is not there and they've only been with two partners, I can care less. But they could have been with 15 partners and the sexual chemistry is phenomenal. Like, I'm going to lean in towards the person that's, been with 15 and and the sexual chemistry with me is phenomenal. So it just depends on that.
Had more practice.
Probably. That's probably why.
You could have trained up that two-purser. You could have trained him up.
Yeah, but there's a lot to that. I mean, there could be a lot to that. It's all circumstantial, yeah.
Okay, I like that. This is what we value. Okay, a couple of relationship rules that we can talk about. Let's do fast. I'm going to give you two options and you have to pick. Okay.
Okay.
Sidewalk rule. Guy walks on the side of the street. You have to pick whether it's romantic or performative. I'll go first. I think it depends on the instance, but I think it's considerate. Something I look for. It's considerate that you're thinking about me, that you're protecting me. It is something that I like.
Yeah, same. For me, that's romantic. He is like that all the time. He will never let me walk on the street side of the sidewalk ever. And I like it because, again, like you said, I want to be protected and cared for. Like, I want to feel like you think about me in those instances.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't, am I trying to be romantic or performative?
No, do you think when a guy, that's the rule of the sidewalk rule, do you think it's a romantic gesture or do you think it's performative when a guy does it all the time?
No, I think it's romantic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, babe?
I think
Like, if
it's
they're
just
going
having
out their
class.
way, like,
I
they're
think
going
it's
out
just
their
having
way.
class. Go ahead. I think it's just having class and being a gentleman. So I do it all the time.
Yeah,
do
which
it all.
I think that makes it romantic.
Yeah. So, I mean, I even do it for people that I've been walking with that are like 80 years old, 70 years old, and they're surprised that I even know about that. So, yeah.
Mhm.
You guys are echoing kind of bad.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, next one. Ready?
Yes.
Never go to bed angry. Good advice? Ooh, we're echoing pretty bad again. Sorry. I don't know what it is. Good advice or stupid? You want me to go first? I think that's great advice. I think it's great.
I'll go after you. I think it's awful advice.
Oh,
And I'll tell you why.
ahead.
Being a person that's coming from the camp of longevity and getting adequate sleep and high quality sleep, I believe that two people that are arguing in the evening, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, even if it's midnight, when they go to bed, they're going to wake up. They're going to wake up exhausted and tired, and it's going to be another argument the next day. It's a higher possibility of another argument the next day because they're not completely recovered from the night before. I would rather have a conversation and say, okay, we're going to address this in the morning. It's better that both of us get quality sleep and restful sleep and not have an elevated nervous system, because our nervous system is not going to wind down just if we want to hurry up and end the argument because we want to make sure we get good sleep. Because that's all people are going to do is they're going to force themselves. They look at the clock. Oh, I got to be up in 3 hours. I got to be up in 5 hours. So what you're going to do is you're going to just make like a illogical compromise in that situation where you go to bed and like, oh, we're going to bed, we'll kiss, whatever. Or for some people, they have makeup sex, which is even worse. That's even more toxic. And then they wake up in the morning and they still don't feel complete because that argument that they thought they settled, they really didn't settle. So I believe that you should have a conversation, say, look, we'll handle this tomorrow. We'll handle this at a good time where both of us are like in our right minds and we're alert and we're able to handle this conflict. And then we'll move forward from there.
I don't agree with that at all.
I'm sorry?
I don't agree with that at all.
Well, tell me why.
Because you have a secure attachment style. And when you are anxious, like myself, maybe like Chris can understand, you're going to tell me we're going to talk about it tomorrow, and I am not going to sleep a fucking wink that entire night. And that's going to cause a more explosive fight the next day, which is going to be so much worse. It would be better. And I will tell you, I am not going to bed until it's actually solved. And it would be better for us to semi put it out that night so that both of us can sleep, because I'm not going to sleep. And I sure as hell am not going to let you sleep if I'm not sleeping. I'm going to, you're sleeping. I can't believe you can sleep when you know that I'm this upset. I can't believe you're sleeping. That's going to be me in their ear. I can't believe you can sleep so soundly knowing that our relationship is on the brink of demise. That's going to be me in your ear. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And I'm going to ruin your night.
And you believe that is a constructive way to handle conflict in a relationship?
No, I'm saying that that's what I would do. If you're telling me we're going to talk about this, I have. If
I'm telling you,
but just listen, this goes back to everyone is different. So like for us, I need to be the one who's rested because I am more anxious. So what he can do is help me calm my nervous system by saying, I hear you, I validate you, come to some sort of semi-compromise, and then we talk about it more the next day. Because usually I wake up and I've slept and I say, okay, can we finish talking about this? Because I knew we weren't done, but we were finished enough for me to go to sleep.
So that's exactly what I was saying. So you both agree, because you have to agree to go to bed. You have to agree that, look, we're going to go to bed and we're going to talk about this in the morning. But you're not going to come to some fake solution and then go to bed, because the whole night you're still going to stay up because you're going to be thinking that this was fake. Like, I don't feel like anything was resolved. So you're not going to get quality sleep that way either. So I think there might be just a nervous system thing that you might have to have like a code word or something to like help like in the short term kind of lower your those cortisol levels or something, so you can get quality sleep. I don't know, but you can't solve a problem if the problem starts at 8 o'clock. There's no way that, especially if it's something complex, there's no way you're going to solve that problem before 1 a.m. You guys need to really sit down and hash it out and really think about it. And you have to be at your optimal. You think between 8 and 1 a.m. that you're thinking and you're alert and your mind is like functioning at its best.
But you guys have a different work schedule than people, because if this happens on like a Tuesday night, we also can't talk the next day because I have to go to work.
Oof, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. But
Well,
now
we
you're breaking
have
it
to talk
down.
about it.
You're breaking it down to the night.
You have to talk about it at night
Yeah.
because now I'm going to go to work all day. And now I
Mhm.
have to go to work and you have to go to work and I'm not going to see you. And we can't talk about this in the morning because then what happens is when you don't work on it before you go to bed and come to some sort of compromise before bed,
Mhm.
you wake up in the morning and while you're getting ready for work, it starts building again and you talk about it. And then someone's like, I got to go. And they close the door and they walk out to work because that's a hard stop. You can't be late for work. And
So
now
what's the
it's even
what?
worse.
So,
And now
so
it's
what's
even
that?
worse.
So what's that expression? Sleep on it. A lot of times, that's exactly what people need to do. They need to sleep on it and think about it because maybe they're approaching this conversation with their partner irrationally. Maybe the boyfriend or the husband might want to approach it differently. He might need that night to really think about it and say, you know what, I was in the wrong, and I know that now because I had time to think about it. Because if you're just constantly going back and forth, you're not really having much time to think. Like all you're doing is rapid fire. It's rapid fire back and forth. But if you
Well,
guys are already know the issues in the conversation, in the argument or the debate, then that's adequate time for both people to really think about it, and then they can come to the conversation with a level head and not be like on like this constant like elevated like cortisol and nervous system stimulation type of feeling where you just say things that you don't really mean, because that's what happens. And a lot of times when you're in that moment you say things that you don't mean. But if you can come to the conversation with a level head, then you can respect your partner. Your partner can respect you.
I'll give you a time that this happened to Tom and I. I don't even know what this is. Probably we don't like fight very often. And I will tell you, like, I vividly remember this. No idea what we were fighting about
When?
Time.
before Dave's party.
Time. You know why you don't know what you were fighting about? Because time happened.
Well, probably, but I still didn't even really remember what it was about that night. But we were
For Dave's party.
at it. And like I said, you don't say that you want to break up or anything about the relationship when you're fighting unless you mean it. It's been a rule in our relationship for a long time. And it was probably like 3:30 in the morning. And I'm standing over him in bed. Going at it. I was obviously really upset. He was very dismissive and avoidant, and that was making me more upset because I was like, how the fuck can you be so? And he's just laying there with his eyes closed, like, I'm going to bed. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how? And to me, that comes off as like, you don't give a crap about this relationship. Like, that's how it genuinely feels. And he just turns and looks at me and goes, I don't know if I want this anymore. In the middle, and it just shut me off. And he knew it too. He knew saying that was going to shut me off. And I shut up. I said not a word. I came out to the couch. I went to bed. Tom wakes up. He has to be at work 9 a.m. So he doesn't say a word. He doesn't even remember that he said this to me, first of all. Goes to work the whole day. I'm throwing up, crying, trying to figure out where the fuck I'm going to sleep that night because Tom just told me he didn't want to be together and we've never said that before. And this is a really serious thing. We're supposed to go to his friend's 30th birthday party. And I'm not getting ready. I'm not getting showered because why the fuck am I going to go to his friend's 30th birthday party with him tonight? He just told me last night. Comes home from work and he's like, are you in bed? No fucking clue in that brain of his. Zero. Not only that, but he did not text me all day because he was busy at work. But he didn't give a fuck. He didn't realize what was going on through my head. He comes around and goes, what's wrong? What the fuck do you mean what's wrong? I was like astonished. My eyes were swollen shut. I had like snot in my mouth. I was a wreck. Like, probably the worst. Like, I actually remember this being like the worst day. I was about to text my sister and be like, I need to come stay with you. I was literally 15 minutes from texting my parents and telling them I was coming to stay with them. That's how serious it felt. Like, and he was like, he was like, I just wanted to go to bed.
Exactly.
And I knew that would make you stop. And I was like, that's fucked up. This is what I mean by if you don't actually solve it that night, look how much worse it is the next day when you
For
have to
you,
go to
though.
work.
But that's
There
for
it goes.
you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Boom.
For me,
It's worse for you, but it's 3:30 in the morning. I don't even know what you're saying at this point. I need to go to bed. I have work. We need
you
to talk about it
harmed
later.
our relationship for months because of that.
To you.
No, no,
You,
no.
he felt like everything was okay.
King just hit him in the balls. King just literally stepped on his balls because King is mad at him. He knows. I said to him, our relationship after that for probably a few months wasn't rocky. I wasn't rocky, I would say, but my sense of security that I used to have in our relationship was gone. Like gone. There was no safety, no security, in the sense that, like, before, if he wouldn't answer, you ask him how many times I would call him panicking, anxious. Do you love me? Are you mad at me? Are you going to leave me? Over and over and over again, because he had never said that before. And I had that security of knowing we could fight, we could disagree, and we weren't going anywhere. And he shattered that just so that he could go to bed.
No, but also at 3:00 in the morning, and I keep hearing this. At that point, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe.
He's speaking his language. Like, he's speaking his language. He wants you to value that one thing. That's very important to him. Just like you want him to value not saying what he said.
So what is the compromise then? Why do I have to compromise to him being able to go to sleep?
You're both compromising because he's going to have the conversation with you. You wanted the conversation.
No, that's not a compromise, Joe. That's giving into him so that he can go to sleep and I have to wait till the next day. That's not what a compromise is.
Yeah, but nothing constructive is going to get done.
I don't agree with this.
Especially not at that time at night.
And there you go. See, he said nothing constructive is going to get done. So he felt like you guys were fine. Whatever the issue was, it wasn't an issue for him. So it's I will have this conversation with you, even though I have no issue. I will have this conversation with you, but tomorrow. So that's the compromise. He's going to have a conversation that he doesn't want to have with you the next day, and you're going to wait until the next day. So you're both agreeing to something.
No, we're not.
So I understand this more from like Lowe's perspective because I think, because I feel like I have become more secure, but that is like a more recent thing. I'm still like secure, bordering on anxious. I used to be as anxious as it could get. And you used to be very, very, very avoidant. So same type of thing. And the anxious avoidant cycle is like extremely difficult. And I used to feel the same way because if it was something that came up like late at night or we got into it or whatever, we were going back and forth, like he can roll over and go to sleep and address it later. I am going to be an anxiety ball all night. If I sleep at all, I'm going to be having horrible dreams that he's breaking up with me, kicking me out, hates me, wants nothing to do with me. And so my sleep is destroyed anyway. Like there's no world in which I have good sleep that night. He can roll over and go to sleep and he is fine. And I understand what you're saying where it's like, what is the compromise here? Because I understand that you're saying like nothing constructive is going to happen tonight. But I also feel like it's a little bit off-putting to say, I don't want to have this conversation tomorrow, but I'm going to do it for you, because part of communication is that we have to have the conversation no matter what. It can't just be, I'm having the conversation because you want to have the conversation. It has to be, we're having the conversation because we're in a teammate, like we're in a partnership and we have to communicate. So I feel like regardless, the conversation needs to happen. And if for whoever the anxious person is, it almost feels like the avoidant tends to win because they can shut it off. And the anxious person is kind of stuck with that because they can't.
Yeah.
And that's not a negative on the avoidant person. That's just straight up how it happens. Like when you are the anxious party, there is no getting out of it until it's resolved. It will eat up my brain space. Even if I have to go to work and I have to do these things and I have to take care of stuff, like I'm still in the back of my mind all day. That is what I'm thinking about. Whether or not you love me, if you're going to leave me, like it's constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. And when you feel like it has dropped, then you are on constant eggshells and it takes a long time to regain that safety.
It also confuses me so much. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way. Like, if my partner, who I genuinely love and care about, is showing me that they are this upset, I hurt that they are hurting. And I want to fix it.
Yes.
And it confuses me how an avoidant can just not give a fuck and go to sleep and be like, this doesn't pertain to me. You're being illogical. You like, that's crazy. Like, you should love me enough to care to help me solve through this. Like, think about when Tom was upset, how quickly I shut off my emotions to be there and help him. That is love and that is care. When your partner is hurting, you hurt because they are hurting and you want to make it better. So to me, if you can let me stay hurting for that many more hours, knowing it's hurting me, that just blows my mind. That just to me is like, what the hell?
That's projection. It's not the person intentionally hurting you. It's the person that needs to get some sleep, because sleep is important for your body.
I know, but like,
not as important as your partner.
For somebody to think that they can have a conversation at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's irrational. Nobody's going to anybody on this planet is going to tell you that they cannot have a constructive conversation at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not possible.
And I don't think when those things are usually late night fights, it's just filled of emotion, it's filled of rage, and it's not, and you're not understanding what the conversation is even about.
No, you're not understanding.
You want to know why? Because it's, and I'm not saying like I don't want to be like mean, but it's just so much being rattled off at such a late night or late time in night that you cannot comprehend what you're even saying.
No,
and emotions are high.
That. All I'm saying is that there needs to be a compromise before bed. You guys, as the avoidants, don't get to just decide that the conversation is over right now. It needs to be a mutual decision where we, like Joe said, where we both feel okay enough to go to bed. But what happens is that the avoidant shuts off and says, I'm done, and they go to sleep. And that doesn't help. Mm-hmm. What needs to happen is there needs to be a compromise where you're a little uncomfortable and I'm a little uncomfortable, but we're not so out of this world where neither of us can sleep. And I'm sorry, Joe, I know you're big all sleep recovery, hoo-ha, tattoo on your forehead. You can miss one fucking night of sleep if it means making your partner feel good and the relationship feel secure. And I don't mean miss it completely. You can miss a few hours. You can help your partner and come to a compromise. I think that that's important. I think when we don't put our partner
I do that though. I do that though. I think when she was describing, like,
it was like a while.
I'm the talker. I'm the person that likes to talk about, like,
no,
get everything out.
I'm just saying you keep saying they need to go to sleep. Like they can't.
Okay. Because I'm defending Tom. I'm defending Tom.
They can stay up for a few hours.
Yeah, I think the one thing I will say is that this used to be something that I feel like we dealt with a lot more back when we were newer in our relationship. I was still extremely anxious, always thought that like any little thing was going to be like the thing that broke like the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. And when I was in that super, super anxious stage, in fairness, we were newer in the relationship and he was also in his more avoidant phase because he really hadn't been in like serious relationships. So he didn't really have to deal with that stuff. Like when you're not serious with somebody and it gets difficult, you can just be like, I don't really want to do this anymore. It's not serving a purpose for me. I'm out. Goodbye. We don't need to talk. And so I think when we were both in the kind of furthest apart we could have been in terms of like anxious and avoidant, we struggled a lot with that because I would just give in because I didn't know how to make it better. And I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. And I knew he needed sleep and I knew it would be worse if he didn't get sleep, but I knew I wouldn't sleep. So I would just kind of like give in a sense. And there wasn't as much compromise, but I think through like conversations, now we have a better handle on that stuff. And I honestly couldn't tell you the last time we got into a big like disagreement at night. But now when that happens, like for the last time it happened, which was a really long time ago, I think we do more of like we talk about it. And if we get to a point where it's like, it's getting late, we're both tired. I am not being logical. He is being logical. So we're not seeing eye to eye. It's just kind of like a bumping heads type of situation. He has learned that he can calm my anxiety by just saying, I love you. We can talk about this in the morning. And then he'll still cuddle with me so that I don't feel alone and worried. And then we can come back to it in the morning. And it can be as simple as that. Just like, I love you. We have to pick this up in the morning. I need sleep. But even just like cuddling me shows me that you do love me and we will resolve
100%.
this. And I'm not on my own over here just in this like anxiety spiral. Do you agree that's kind of how our compromises like
I don't really think there's anything that we like have like conflicts on. And if there's anything,
Oh, you guys are perfect, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's not even that. It's like whenever something comes up, she never brings anything up.
Yeah, I'm not a
No, I'm just
She
talking
doesn't-
with you. I think that you guys have, I mean, you have many years under your belt of like navigating
Yeah.
things. I think that that's really important. Another hot take, maybe because I am the emotional one, when I am the logical person in the argument, like this is outside of relationships. Like if I am the logical one dealing with like an emotional friend, it is my responsibility as the logical person to help that person calm down. And I think that like sometimes if you're logical, you are just like, this is crazy, I'm done. But like you can work through that if you have, I mean, maybe this is just because I'm a therapist and I know how to do that. But I feel like if you're recognizing that someone's like in an emotional spiral and you are logical and you don't have emotion behind you, why not help them work through it and validate their feelings? If you're in such a logical state where you're not reactive, why not just like validate them and help them see it and help them like work through it versus just shutting down?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes their emotions aren't valid.
That's not true. All emotions are valid.
Can you
If someone's going crazy and
can you elaborate? Can you elaborate on that, Tom?
what if their like perspective of the situation or whatever they're upset about conveys the totally wrong emotion?
How are you going to tell someone how they're allowed to feel based on their past experiences of it? Their emotions are valid because they are their emotions and they are what they are feeling.
Okay, so what if this person
Just
has a
because they don't make
situation-
sense to you doesn't mean they're not valid.
What if this person is in this situation where they are totally in the wrong and they're upset for what happens to them when they are totally in the wrong with the situation?
Well, then their emotions are valid because they're upset.
But they're
Sure.
irrational.
Because they were
but-
wrong. to
But they're
begin.
irrational though.
So it's an irrational emotion.
It's not. They're still upset. They're allowed to be upset with the
Yeah, they're
outcome.
upset, but there's no logic. It's just irrational. Like it's like
I can't go
so to
in
you it
with
doesn't make
any-
sense.
Yeah, I can't go in with being logical with someone being wrong and then being upset because of the outcome for them being wrong. Do you know what I mean? I can't validate
You're gonna have to give me a more specific example.
say if you're wrong about something,
Like what?
anything.
I'm not wrong ever.
Go ahead, give a real life. Give a real life. Give a use case.
What if you went behind your friend's back and told someone that you weren't supposed to tell, and they found out that you told them, and they got super mad at you, and you were upset because now you may not have your friend.
That's
And
your
now
fault.
and it's because it's your fault.
You're still allowed to be upset about that.
Yeah,
though.
you can be
made a
upset. You can be
mistake
upset.
because
Yeah.
he's saying that you being upset isn't valid. So
No.
this is Tom. So Tom doesn't.
Is that valid? It's not
Yes,
valid.
it's valid. You're allowed to be upset about that. You made
Yeah.
a mistake and you're feeling the repercussions, and now you are sad.
Yes.
You can
Yes.
be upset, but you can't be mad at that person for not wanting to be your friend. But you can feel the emotion. See, this is where
I
Yeah.
think you can have empathy and compassion, but I'm not going to validate for you being sad for you doing something wrong.
Why? You can say, I understand that you're really sad. This is
That's
our
empathy.
No,
Validation is not empathy.
Validation is hearing someone,
Yes,
like hearing what's going on with them, recognizing it. And even if they are in the wrong, it's still valid that they feel the way they feel.
Yeah, but as long as they acknowledge that they were wrong. So maybe Tom is talking about this person, if it refuses to acknowledge that they're wrong, and then
Exactly. Yeah.
they're upset about the consequences of their actions.
But I think timing matters. Like, you don't bring up, when someone is upset, you don't bring up, well, hey, you were the one that wronged them. So you have to you need to validate their emotions, let them calm down before you have the conversation of like, you were wrong.
Yeah.
So,
it's like you can't rub it in.
I'll give you a use case, right? Here's a perfect example. Tom and I hadn't seen each other in a long time, in a couple days.
You gotta use me, huh?
Yep.
Long time.
I spent a long time making a nice homemade dinner and lava cake from scratch. Lava cake. How do you eat lava cake? What temperature?
Hot, so it's lava.
Joe?
I don't eat cake.
It has to be like molten.
Yes, you do. You ordered dessert while we were with you. How do you eat lava cake? Liar. Go.
It has to be melty chocolate
on the inside. On the inside,
it has
it's
to be
hot.
hot.
Right? Hot out of the oven.
I hate lava cake.
I spend hours making this dinner and dessert. I put a lot of effort into it. Tom and I haven't seen each other. We finished dinner and he goes, I'm going to take King to pee really quick while you get the lava cake out of the oven. Fantastic. Thank you. By the time I can get them out of the thing and get the ice cream on the plate, they'll be ready. So I get the lava cakes out of the oven, put them on the plate, and I scoop the ice cream now on top of the hot lava cake onto the plates. 4 minutes, 7 minutes, I call Tom. Where the fuck are you? Oh, the dogs are playing outside. Hello? I've eaten my dessert. Your dessert's fucking melted on the plate now. It's ruined. Something I was really excited for you to try. And he told me it wasn't valid because he didn't mean to upset me. I couldn't be upset because he didn't mean to upset me. And he didn't understand why I was upset. It was just lava cake and it still tasted fine.
Boom. It just that's the difference between a man and a woman right there. You just said it. Boom. To the man, it didn't matter. He's like, I got my cake. It tastes good. You're more about the experience. You wanted the whole experience, and he's just like, I just want my cake.
But
I didn't want
it tastes good.
I didn't want the
also
experience.
the time she put in. Like,
I didn't want the experience. It's respecting how much effort and care and thought went into this for you to go outside and
Yeah. Did he know how long it took you to make that cake?
Yep.
Did he know before he went outside with the dogs?
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean,
One,
apologies.
I thought getting it ready wasn't plating it. I didn't know you were plating it. I thought it was still cooking.
There you go. Miscommunication.
No, but it was still wrong of me to be outside taking out the dog that long.
So he came back in and he said, sorry, I took the dog out.
Each one of those.
And I said, you're a fucking caveman. Get out of my face.
Because he was also doing something for you guys. I mean, taking the dogs out is something that he's doing for you guys as a couple.
No, but he was
being a dick. He was trying not to validate what I was upset about. So he was making it about the action. He thought I was upset.
Yeah.
So he likes to always bring everything back to an action, to like a concrete point in time. When I'm like, this is in the universe. This cannot be relayed to a direct moment. But he likes it to be a direct moment. Like, he thinks emotions that aren't directly related to something aren't valid.
So like black and white.
Yes.
Yeah, emotions are very gray, especially because we all experience them differently. And you say all the time, like, your perception is your reality.
Your perception is your reality.
So your perception of that situation was your reality. Your perception is that he disrespected the amount of time and effort that you put into the lava cake by taking the dog out and taking a long time, knowing that that was ready and that you were trying to wait for him to come inside to have it together and enjoy it together the way it's meant to be enjoyed. On the
Yeah,
flip
I
side, I
enjoyed
guess
it.
his perspective was like, it didn't matter. It still tasted good. I still got my dessert. I appreciate that you made it for me. So like both of you had perspectives that impacted your reality and your how you viewed the situation. But I think the importance is validating. Like you can validate the person that you hurt, and that's okay. Like it's okay to validate and say, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was going to hurt you, and I apologize.
Yeah, I think that's a hard thing for just men in general, because that ties into a lot of emotional intelligence. And it's just like men didn't grow up having those things. So that's just something that he has to learn. And that's okay. That's just part of you guys' relationship growing. And it's normal.
Caveman.
I feel like people are like
Not
never a
on my
balance though. Like you always have one person that like apologizes for everything, and then you have one person that's like, I don't need to apologize for that because I didn't mean to. Do you know what I mean?
That is like the craziest thing to me, because I see that like people that tell me like, well, I didn't mean to, so I don't have to apologize. Like, okay, well, I didn't mean to hit that person with my car, and I'm still gonna say sorry. Like I wasn't like this one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't hit people with my car. I'm just saying. Like if that were to happen. Yeah. Wow.
I mean,
But I
apologies
also,
matter.
in my defense, I didn't know the urgency of the lava cake.
Tom, you should have known the urgency of us not seeing each other for a week, and this is the first time we were like sitting down, spending time, and I
know,
made
but
us date dinner.
yeah, we
Cave-
had dinner.
Cavemen. That's what I'm just gonna say when he does stupid shit. That word is gonna come out of my mouth like 9 times a day.
But he's actively learning. He's actively learning. So, you know, it improves
right.
over
I'm
time. It
growing
gets better
as
and
a
better
What
and
is the
better.
rule? Test, teach, retest. I guess I'll have to retest. Test, teach, retest.
You don't have to retest.
AKA, you need to make lava cake again, send him out with king, and see how fast he comes back.
Boom.
You said C's get degrees, baby.
Oh my God, not in this house. Okay. If you
We're
not
in an
in this house.
apartment, so
Okay. What's one rule? This is the last thing we're going to end on. One rule you would add to the relationship rule book, and one rule that you would abolish completely from the relationship rule book. I have to think about this.
What's in the
Go ahead,
relationship
Blake.
rule book? Is that I didn't even know there was a rule book.
Yeah, this is what we've been talking about. These like unconventional
Oh,
rules
okay.
of the relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, I would say 1,000,000% I would banish like traditional gender roles in a relationship. I don't think roles are assigned based on gender. They are assigned based on how your partnership and your teamwork exists in your relationship and in your household. So I think that is individual to everyone. I think it is complete bullshit when people are like, oh, you're the woman, you're supposed to do this. Oh, you're the man, you're supposed to do this. No. What works for you in your relationship is 100% individual to your relationship. And if you have talked to your partner about what that looks like, be happy with that. It does not matter who's the man, who's the woman, or if you're in a same-sex relationship, it doesn't matter. Like you should be in the role that fits you best. And I think that everyone can make that look different for what works for them. That's what I would 100% get rid of.
I agree. I like that one. Oh, I would get rid of the idea of that rule of like splitting everything in terms of like, I find it so weird when couples who live together like Venmo each other back and forth for things.
It's weird.
Like everyone do you. I'm just like think maybe this is because we talked about having like those sit downs. Like Tom and I like occasionally will sit down and be like, okay, what have you been buying? What have you been buying? Let's make sure this is evening out. Do I have to take something from off of your plate to like even off? Do you have to take something from my plate? Can I cover something here? How we're fine? Like I feel like that conversation is happening, and like I just think of like the couple that I see that like Venmos each other for like breakfast. Like just go to breakfast and you get it this time, I get it next time. And Tom always pays for dinner. I'll buy coffee. That's my rule.
Yeah.
I don't like that rule.
So abolish the 50-50 split where you're Venmoing each other for every single thing you do.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Go ahead, Tom.
abolish having to put the seat down.
Nah, fuck that.
It's not a rule.
No. I've fallen in the toilet twice. In the
You
middle of the
have
night.
not.
I have.
Well, Good thing I flushed it.
I mean, that's true.
That was a good comeback.
That's true. I can't even say anything about that. I don't flush the toilet. No, 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 no. All right.
I would add one. I would add that every couple should before they get an animal, because a lot of people like to get an animal before they have a kid. I think before they have an animal and before they have a kid, they should have a business together. They should start a business together and grow that business together. And that right there will bond them stronger than anything else, because they have to do the same thing they have to do with a dog and the same thing they have to do with a child. They have to take care of it from the very beginning. They have to dedicate time to it. They have to raise it. They have to build it. They have to invest so much into it. And then they get something and they get to, enjoy it together. And that right there takes care of the finances. So they're building up a business that's going to take care of their finances. So then they know how to manage finances together. And then everything else just falls into play. Everything else just falls right down the line. I think it just connects. It's really easy to do anything from there. And I think that's what helped build up a lot of security for her to feel more secure in the relationship, was her like growing the company with me together. Then a lot of her insecurities and her anxiety out the door. Because I feel like with a lot of people too, they see their value. They see the value that they bring when they're building something up together. Because it's like everybody has their role and their responsibility within building up a business. Just like with a dog, everybody has their role. And just like with a kid, everybody has their role. So when you're starting something out like that, like a business, and then it becomes successful, then you're like, I'm good. Like I'm with this person. We built up something together. Our finances are together in some way. And I just see success from that point on. That's just my take on that.
Or it kills the relationship.
Or it could. And then you learn a lot there too. You learn a lot there. And guess what? You dodge the marriage. You dodge a whole bunch of other things that, that could happen, because with the business, you just write that thing off and you're done with it. Hey, look, we're split. We're done.
I like that idea.
Or you brush yourself off and try again.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I like that idea.
I think that's a good one. I think that's unconventional in a really good way.
Or any last minute tidbits for today?
No, not for me.
No, but that's a good plug for an upcoming episode that we're going to do about couples and business together and things like that, which I think is going to be a really fun one to dive into.
Is that next week?
Is it next week?
I don't know.
We don't know.
I know.
No, you're hosting next
We
week.
will find
Oh,
out.
am I?
Yeah, I host it. So it wouldn't be next week. It would be the week after next if it's me.
Okay.
Okay. And quick little biz nasty. Are we recording next week? Because it is Monday, which is a holiday. Are we all available?
Yeah, I could record. Maybe not me.
Okay. So next
Tuesday.
week we're off.
Tuesday? Wait,
Tuesday?
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you when we're recording. Next week, we can record on Tuesday, the 26th.
Tuesday the 26th.
Oh, what's Monday?
Memorial Day.
Oh.
Is that just your knuckles?
My fingers.
Oh.
Tuesday, the 26th, we can record.
Okay.
At 8:30. Be here, be square.
Be there. Be square.
I'm smelling.
All
like
right.
onion.
Thanks for joining us on Pair of Pairs. We'll see you all next week.
Mwah. This is episode 6. Peace.